Let's dance some more. Seriously, that's a great song.
I wasn't dancing.
Hello. Good morning. It's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. The song stopped. So Christie's already ready. So
Yes.
This is fantastic. And we've got some people on already. Nobody said hello yet. So I have no idea who you are.
I was just looking at a memory on Facebook. I was in Alberta a lot. What's Mom? My hair's sticking up, John.
Did you just call me your mom?
I did.
What the hell was that?
We were at my mom and dad's.
Yes.
And looking at the snow. And what day is it today? September 30th. So it had snowed really lightly, and there was snow on the...
Is it the day we left?
No, because I think we came home like the 6th of August. So I think, October. So I think it snowed, or maybe frost. It looked like snow, though. I'll have to look again.
Yeah. Now,
anyways.
Can anybody hear us? Can you see us? Can you smell us?
Okay, so we're a minute late and nobody wants to come talk to us? That's not very nice.
So I woke up this morning. Last night was coughing, sniffly. Yesterday was all day sniffly. This morning, very little taste buds. Very little taste buds. So I can't taste your coffee.
He's such a drama queen.
So I have to go to the doctors because you just never know. I've got my...
You have a stuffy nose. How do you think you have taste?
I have no idea. Good morning, Lori. You can hear us. Good. Thank you. And we also have the speaker up here now. You see that? I don't know if I've ever noticed that before. Morning, Randy. You were working for the last 2 weeks.
I saw that driving truck all over Canada.
On the way from Prince Rupert to Nova Scotia or New Brunswick or something. That is crazy. What a great ride, though. I mean, I don't know how much you can pay attention as you're going because you kind of have to watch the road. But I would be like...
Kind of have to watch the road. John doesn't believe in that kind of thing when he's driving.
No, I look up, I look down.
He likes to look at trees and all that kind of crazy stuff.
When I took driver's training, the instructor said to me, you've got to be careful when you're driving because your vehicle goes where you look. So if you're not looking at the middle of the road, you'll go into the air. So don't look up. Because you just never know if your vehicle will go in that direction.
You'll go into the air? Did you just really say that?
Yes. He said your vehicle goes where it looks. So whenever I just look up, and one day I keep hoping it's going to be like chitty chitty bang bang.
Oh, there's something chitty about that, I tell you.
Ouch. Yeah, chitty chitty bang bang. I think that was the one that had Benny Hill in. Benny Hill, I believe, was in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It is a beautiful country. You know, that is the thing I miss the most. Well, no, the people I think first is what I would miss about Canada. Second would be the beauty of the country. Because in Edmonton, we were so close to the Rockies. We'd go to Jasper or drive down to Banff or Drumheller. But it was just so close. But that would be all I miss. Because the idea of Canada, sorry, I don't get it anymore. It's so far gone from what I believe to be true, that I find it interesting. Yes, we did. What is that?
I just have a note that I have to...
She's always remembering stuff when we do this, and never before or after. So it's funny, because after we're done this, she's got like long lists of stuff to do, and she spends days doing it. Right, hon?
Yeah.
So I have no idea what she's writing, and she's definitely not going to share it with us.
No.
Because it says call boy. I don't know what that means.
No, that's not it at all. But
you?
Anyways, hi, Wendy. How are you this morning?
Yeah. Yeah. What?
I was just going to say something now, totally not related to we're taking notes. Linda, good morning.
And by the way, I really could taste the coffee, so please.
Duh. Of course you can taste my coffee. My coffee is the best.
Yeah. No, the ghee, I like the ghee. It's kind of nutty. It
does have a good flavor to it. It does. Yeah. So you can use ghee instead of butter. Like, we don't have to even buy butter anymore. We can just use ghee.
I think ghee is even better.
It is butter because butter has milk in it, and ghee doesn't burn.
Yeah. So the nice thing about ghee is it's like just pure fat. And it will last a year, maybe.
It lasts a long time in the fridge because there's nothing in it to spoil. As long as it's kept cold, You can keep it for however long until it's opened. Once you open it, then you have to keep it cold. So
one thing that is odd is that
I just need a napkin. I'm a little sweaty.
Good morning, Marty. There's the top 10 foods that last forever, and ghee is supposedly one of them. But ghee also says that once you open this, put it in the butter or in the fridge. Why? How can it last forever if there was no refrigeration?
Well, ghee wasn't around when there was no refrigeration, so
I'm sure somebody made ghee. It sounds
so
like
Linda
an
said
Indian
good
name.
morning.
Morning, Linda. Sounds like an Indian name.
Ghee, yeah.
So, what is everybody up to today? Today is Hump Day.
I want to throw something out. So, on Monday for Chuita's birthday party, we did hamburgers.
Yes.
And so April and Bill, friends of ours, recommended Comnor for the hamburgers. So they're pre-made patties, but they're also seasoned.
Are they seasoned? I didn't really taste anything.
Well, if you put enough condiments on it, you can't tell. But the meat itself is seasoned. And so, because I didn't put anything on them, people are like, what did you put on these? And I'm like, I bought them, I thawed them, and Keith barbecued them for us.
Thank you, Keith.
Yes.
I love the smokiness of a nice carbon.
But you guys, honestly, now you have to buy it in case lots. And I think I bought 2 different sizes. So I bought 6-ounce ones for the party, and those came in cases of 26 or 28.
I don't know.
I don't remember now.
So there's 6-ounce ones, and what do you?
There's 4, 6, and 8 ounce.
Okay.
Right. So I got the 6-ounce ones for the party,
okay.
And they're delicious. And I mean, there's something, I know lots of people are, oh no, I have to make my own and form them and all that kind of stuff. And yes, those are amazing. And my mom and dad made the best burgers.
Yes.
Actually, I think my mom seasoned them, to be honest, and my dad cooked them. So my mom made the best burgers. My dad was just a good barbecuer. But
is it barbecue or a barbecuist?
Oh, well, it's a mixologist or a barista. I don't know, barbecuer? Barbacoa? Tell us, is it a barbecuer or a barbecuist? Or just a guy that does the barbecue really well? Anyways, so there are purists that want to buy the beef, season it themselves, put onions and egg and whatever you put in it. But these ones, because I don't do that.
Oh, you need a binding agent also, like crackers or bread or something to.
But my mom doesn't.
What? How do you do that and not have that stuff in it?
We'll have to ask her. We'll get her to make her when she comes.
We will. Maybe we'll record it and share it.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, I know we've talked about all kinds of things. We've been doing this for a long time. But are there any things that you guys
are wondering about Mexico?
Yeah.
Like, what can we share with you? These are still here.
Stevia.
I've not done anything with them. They're stevia.
But at least I put them in a baggie for them.
And they may be moldy now and not
no,
sweet.
they were dry.
Yeah, but the thing is we've got fresh stuff outside.
Well, then why did you keep them?
I don't know. Marie, coffee canning starting to put outside stuff away before the snow starts to fly. Yes. I then laundry and work until 11. Wow. Yeah, I hate winter because you had to put stuff away.
Which is one of the big reasons that we're down here. Now, I will tell you, though, that storm that we had the other night,
was brutal.
We went upstairs
yesterday morning, like 6:30, 6 o'clock. I did.
Yeah, but anyways, it actually blew stuff around. And normally it takes a lot to do stuff up on that patio because it's all covered, right? There's no walls. There's half walls, but it's all covered.
The craziest thing, though, was we have these long chairs that have a long cushion. And one of the long cushions was blown right off the chair. That's pretty strong wind. Mm-hmm. And it never wrecked the flowers that were standing up.
So Marie is asking if we can explain the process of owning that protects nationals. And good morning, Jeff. A little early for a glass of wine, don't you think, buddy? You better we talked about this yesterday, Jeff. Just relax a bit.
If you really want to know how to own property for foreigners in Mexico, just write this down. mex.me, mex.me.
You can do it, can't you?
I don't know if I can.
Try to type a message here.
I'll see if this does anything. mex.me / no. BUY.
Oh, okay.
So all small letters.
Yeah.
mex.me/buy. In a nutshell, in Mexico for foreigners, it has to be.
I'll put it on the.
It has to be done in a trust. So what happens is that if you've got a good agent, the agent takes care of everything for you. You just pay money and decide the terms of the offer. That really is it. Yeah. So another thing is we use escrow here, which is,
and it's all small, no capitals.
So mex.me.
But I'll put it on
/buy.
Yeah.
So what happens is you have the buyer finds a house, puts in the offer, puts the conditions and the subject tos in the offer. When the offer is agreed to within 3 to 5 business days after the signing, then money is due in escrow, which is usually 10%. Then the lawyer does a ton of paperwork on your behalf, our behalf. And then at the closing, 3 to 5 business days before the closing, the remaining 90%, as well as the remaining closing costs, because you have to put in a closing cost deposit. Because in Mexico, closing costs are kind of like taxis. As soon as you start driving, the meter starts running. So as soon as that happens, then the remaining closing costs and escrow fees, which are $750, more or less, because they can be $850 depending on the closing company and the currency that you use, because we can use Canadian, American, Mexican.
Good morning, Monica.
Which Monica? Oh, Monica. So that is that. Oh, so real quick, the bank creates a trust. The object of the trust is the property. That's what the deed goes into that trust. The beneficiaries, you do your primary beneficiaries and your substitute beneficiaries are determined at the beginning. Primary beneficiaries are the owners. Substitute beneficiaries are the heirs. The primary beneficiaries, when they die, so you've got 2 beneficiaries, let's say primary. A dies, it goes to B. B dies, it goes to A. When A and B are dead, then the substitute beneficiaries become active. And the beauty of the trust is in Mexico, when a national calls me up and says, hey, John, I want to sell my house. My dad just died. I'm like, give me a call in 2 to 5 years when the estate and probate is all sorted out. But with the trust, I can sell it that day because immediately we can do stuff.
Yeah. So it looks like I put it on 4 times, but I put it on each of the different feeds that we use. So anybody that's interested, that's how you go to find. That's the basic, right? That's very simple. John did it, so it can be a start to the conversation. So
I did that one, I think, a little over 10 years ago, and it's been updated a bit since then. But buying in Mexico really hasn't changed. It hasn't changed.
Selling has changed a bit because of capital gains and paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But,
and the disclosure laws.
But you have to buy before we'll discuss about selling. How's that?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Because in Mexico, with capital gains, the currency also plays into this. So 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you buy something, and you pay in US dollars, we'll say $100,000 for your condo. You use it for 15 years, and you come to me and say, John, that $100,000 that we spent, we just want that money back. So just charge $100,000 for it. Well, what happens is that when you first bought, they didn't use that $100,000 as the currency that you paid. It was in pesos because Mexico has borders, it has an army, and they have a currency. So
I just want to say good morning to Kelly. Hi, Kelly. How are you doing?
Hello, sir.
It's nice to see you or see your words. And thanks for telling us we look great.
So real quick, you paid $100,000. It was actually 1 million pesos. Now you fast forward, sell for that same 100,000 pesos or $100,000 today. It's now 2 million pesos because the peso weakened against the dollar. So you've already got a capital gain of 1 million. Well, it's on 1 million pesos. So it'd be like 300,000 pesos. Just based on the currency. It's crazy when you're using multiple currencies.
I have a totally unrelated question, but please, you guys, any questions you have about Mexican real estate, that's our thing. So yesterday, because of the parties that we had the nights before, we had garbage that needed to go out, and the garbage hasn't come. I don't know if they've come. They came last night or not, but dogs got into my garbage yesterday morning, I guess. So I went out and cleaned it up and stuff. But there are red ants out there. How do you get rid of red ants? Is it the same as getting rid of The other ants, like just regular ants, because the last thing I want is a bunch of red, because they bite and it flipping hurts.
Did you get bit yesterday?
Yes, all over my feet.
Get out of here.
Well, of course. I'm standing in there trying to pick up the garbage, and the ants are just ants were swarming all over the garbage. They were swarming all over my feet. And I had shoes on. It's not like I went out there in bare feet. But anyway, so if anybody knows, I haven't Googled it. I actually just remembered about it this morning.
I think you bring in army ants to get rid of red ants. And the army destroys the red ants.
No. Good morning, Teresa. How are you doing?
Yeah, it is.
Isn't grandmotherhood the best in the whole wide world? I know you have a few now, right? Like 3 or 4. So exciting. So exciting. I love being a grandma.
It is the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's cooler than being a parent. I mean, I loved being a parent. I mourned being a parent when our last child was gone. But I like being a grandparent.
Excuse me,
my nose is just tickly. We both have allergies like crazy right now.
Yeah, I think, I wonder if it has anything to do...
To do? You wonder if it has anything to do with?
The air conditioning on all the time and our door shut. Because normally we don't leave our door shut. Okay, so one of our clients and friends now, first and foremost, they actually adopted our little Moo. They call her Molly. He said, and this is really sweet, Sandra and I had the greatest help in our purchase of our casa in Buceria. So easy for us to get everything completed. And he's talking about us.
I think he's talking about Shirley.
Shirley. He's actually talking about Shirley. That's right. And Vanessa, good morning. Army ants, redneck answers, LOL. Oh, don't laugh at him, Vanessa. Do not laugh at him. I've told you that forever.
So let me tell you about Shirley. We've got 2 clients. We've sold both of their homes, and they're friends. One has since moved back to Paris. And they're chatting one day, and they're chatting with another person.
Paris?
Well, in France. He moved to France.
Oh, him. I'm like, which client did we have?
So they talked to a third person, and they said, she says, I've worked with so many people. Who should I work with? And the French guy says to her, well, you need to work with John and Christie. And the other person says, yes, they're fantastic. But then the French guy says, but really it'll be Shirley doing all the work. But they are the honest people that you can deal with. So it was very sweet.
Yeah.
And we got another client out of the deal. But it is cool. I mean, we'll
be celebrating 3 years having Shirley work with us in November.
Shirley, if you're on, we do love you, and you know that. We tell you all the time, but we really do.
And we're very excited about the changes that are happening in her life. She's not leaving us.
No.
But
we pay her a bit.
We pay her every month.
No, we pay her. We pay her money.
Yeah.
Which is good. I mean, it's good to make money. So she went to Japan, and it was cool because I said, well, how long do you want to go to Japan? She said, well, since grade 4, because they learned about Japan. She wanted to go. So she finally goes, and she says, I asked her, why didn't you ever go before? And she says, because I've never made money like this before. I'm like, okay, good. So I asked her what her next goal was, and she said a house, and it appears as though that's going to happen. So very exciting news.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're all getting homes. So that's good.
Vanessa said she can't help it laughing at you, even though she knows she's not supposed to.
Thank you.
And Randy, thank
she
you.
is great.
We know that Shirley is the best thing that's happened to our business, besides our clients, of course, who lots of you all have turned into friends, but she has made things so much smoother for us. And
well, she did. She systemized everything for us, which is what one of our goals for her was.
And it was one of the things that we were having the most trouble with, because we've been busy for a long time. And now our busy now is way more than what our busy was then. But when it was really just the 2 of us, we were as busy as we could be for the 2 of us to be able to keep things under control and make it work and make sure that everything gets done properly. Now with Shirley, we can probably do 10 times more than what we did alone, just because she is such an organizer and so good at everything that she sets her mind to.
Never marry somebody who's got your weaknesses.
Yeah, Vanessa, everybody needs a Shirley. I will tell you, everybody needs a Shirley.
Yeah, it's true.
And one of my favorite things about Shirley, so Shirley is Mexican, right? But her name is Shirley. And lots of people assume, first of all, that she's not Mexican.
Is her name Shirley?
And so when she's talking to people over the phone, she'll be, speaking in Spanish, of course, and they'll, can you spell your name? And I know the second they ask that, because all of a sudden it'll be this massive eye roll because she has to spell her name one more time. It just cracks me up. And then she doesn't look at me because she knows I'll be laughing and it'll make her laugh. So, because we sit across from each other at our office when we're in the office.
I miss her. I miss our
Clem
office.
says, yeah.
I miss our office.
We almost went there yesterday. We told you guys. We were almost there, and then we turned around because everything is set up here. We're not set up at the office yet. So because there just isn't enough people here. So I think once we get back from our trip to Mexico City and Oaxaca, then we will get back to the office on a daily basis.
I'm very, very, very excited about that trip.
Me too. Me too. I am very excited about the trip.
I'm telling you guys, and I've told you before, Oaxaca has Mexico's best food. Now, the food in Mexico
is amazing.
Oaxaca, just that level higher. And it's funny, Oaxaca, my two favorite states of Mexico are Michoacan and Oaxaca. They both have ocean, mountains, all this stuff. The only thing is they're the worst enemy. Because in Michoacan, they've got the narcos, and in Oaxaca, they've got the communists and the politically subversives. So it's too bad because those two right there, they would kill the rest of Mexico. They would kill our area if they would just get their stuff together and get rid of the bad stuff and just bring in tourism. So I hope that Mexico sorts its stuff out and we have more tourism there because those areas are stunning.
Yeah. Vanessa is asking if we're still in lockdown. Mexico never really went into lockdown. Our borders remained open. Flights had stopped for a while, but that was mostly Canadian. Some American flights stopped. I think everything stopped for just a short bit of time. We don't. Oh, she just heard that we're going to Mexico City. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay. We do precautions here, right? So everywhere you go, they're taking your temperature. Like you walk into a store and they take your temperature. You have to walk on these sanitizing mats, they call them, and there's rubbing alcohol on it. And you dip your shoes in it because people lick the floor, I think, is what they're afraid of.
Morning, Lorianne.
That was sarcasm. That wasn't necessary. But then rubbing alcohol gel and masks when we're in public, like in
these are my
stores. Yeah. So we're not going to go into any more COVID talk because we've been doing really well. I'm so proud of him. And I'm pretty sure his blood pressure is staying low because of this.
No, I think it's because of the pills. But yeah, I hate COVID.
Okay, no.
Hate COVID.
John. But anyways, Canadians. Yeah, I mean the Canadians are the Canadian government. I'm not going to say the Canadians are making it very difficult for the Canadians to come down because the vast majority of them, first of all, have been terrified. Canadians hear a lot more about COVID than I think the Americans do. And for some, people are going to say, America, blah, 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 blah. We're not going to get into any politics, especially after last night's debate. But what I am going to say is the quarantine in Canada is very unfortunate because it is keeping people away from even family. I had a friend of mine who messaged me yesterday because she knows we did this, although it was back in May and I don't think things have changed, but she asked, how much do they really check and blah, blah, blah. Well, some people get checked on every day and we did not get called or visited at all, even though, again, I mentioned this a few times that they were supposed to let me know if I had permission to attend my dad's funeral. So, which I never did hear back from them. And of course we did it digitally and blah, 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 but virtually or whatever. But anyways, the quarantine is tough. And I am going to say, sorry to bring it up. And I agree. No more talk. Thanks, Vanessa. And Jessica, how are you?
Yeah, it is a shame. I mean, in Canada, especially with what they're doing. And I mean, the fines. And if you even go interprovincial in some provinces there, you have to do another 2 weeks. It is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, and my friend's a little worried because her father is older and partially deaf. So if he doesn't hear the phone ring or if he's outside in the backyard, what will happen. And she's quite concerned about that. And I said, well, my understanding is before they can do anything, they have to come and check because people sleep, people nap. And she's got a private fenced-in backyard, so he can go into that. So anyways.
We're dealing with lots of Americans right now. The Americans have no problems with Mexico.
Yeah.
Because they can go back home and just start back living again. Unless they live in a certain state or states governed by certain people. Then they have to hide.
Anyways, no, it's but things are good.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Yep. I think we've got 5 or 6 sales. I think yesterday we just had another accepted offer. So, which is good. Actually, no, it's not accepted by the agent. This is interesting. So this agent submits an offer, and the offer was odd because I know this agent. I know the agent well.
No, the broker. Not the agent.
The broker, not the agent. So the broker or the agent said they worked for this broker. So I called the broker. I'm like, dude, what's up, man? The offer is odd. And he's like, well, what offer? And I said, well, this one. He's like, can you send it to me? So I sent it to him. He calls me back and he says, yeah. She no longer works with us just now. So she did something kind of shady. So then he says, and whatever you do, don't worry about honoring the commission split because she's not a member of AMPI. And AMPI is Mexico's Professional Real Estate Association, just like NAR or CREA in Canada. We all belong to ICREA, which is the International Consortium. And so I said, okay, fine. So I'm going to give the seller a point off, and I'm just going to take the point from the agent. So we sent back a counter saying, yes, the owner accepts your conditions, but this is going to be how it works. And she's like, I'm not going to present this to the buyer. Okay, well, I know who the buyer is, and now that you're not AMPI, so we're just going to wait today and find out if she's going to accept the cut or if I have to go above her and just present it directly to the buyer. So it's a very interesting situation because in Mexico, you don't need a license to sell. In some states you do, but here you do not. And it's very frustrating. You need a license to sell insurance, but you don't need a license to sell houses. So you can insure the house, you need a license. To sell the house, don't need a license. It is wrong. And I think the barrier to entry is so freaking low in Mexico because you do not need to take any courses. You can just put a plaque on the wall, and now you can sell real estate. And there are literally hundreds of real estate companies, and they keep fragmenting right now. When the market is good, this is what happens.
Yeah, and so people who think, well, I can do better than my broker, so I'm going to leave and go off on my own. So now we've got all these little companies with one person here and one person there. And
it is nuts.
And one person can't do it by themselves. They really can't. It's too much work for one person to do it properly. Sorry.
Yeah, and we keep hearing, we'll call them and say, okay, we'd like to go see it. It's like, oh, I'm busy that day, or I'm out of the country. I'm like, well, don't you have somebody else? We have 4 people. We are 4 people. So when they sign up with us to list their property, it's not just me.
We have a team
or
that
Christie,
can work. Yeah.
Or Shirley, or even Keith can show the property. So there is a way to do this. It's just that these people are not, and it's bothersome. In that, like I said, the barrier to entry is too low. I would prefer they had to pay $5,000 or $10,000 a year to sell real estate. Like that would be the licensing fee. Then all of a sudden now you just have people who know how to work in there instead of, oh, but the bar is calling me, or I've got to go shopping, or this or that, whatever. Because so many agents here have 5 or 6 jobs. I don't even know how you can sort out your life with that many jobs.
Or they're part-timers here. And so they go home for 6 months or even 4 months or 5 months, whatever. And it's just, anyways, that's our little rant. It is after 10:30. So we're going to say goodbye. I know it went very fast today.
Just because we're going nuts.
Not me. I'm perfectly fine.
I'm going nuts.
You're always going nuts.
Okay, maybe. All right, guys. Have a
Thanks for joining us this morning.
Fabulous Wednesday. Take on the world. Crush it.
What's with your crush it lately?
Crush it. Just crush the world, man. Be awesome. Be amazing. Be spectacular. Okay, guys. Adios.
I'll see ya.